and they played well today. But we hung in there when the times were difficult, a bit resolute, defended at times, and unfortunately we went down to 10 men, but even at that point we stuck in and got ourselves another goal.
Maurizio, how do you reflect on that? Can you believe you've lost it?
I need to believe it because it's a reality, but that doesn't reflect the performance of the team. But by the way, I think we knew that West Ham play in this way, and it's possible to score from nowhere. And they are good in set pieces, and the way that we start the game, considering the goal, I think was our mistake. And at the moment, I think the performance wasn't bad, but I think we need to be more clinical in both areas and not concede the goals and try to score more goals when we create the chances.
How good a goal was that? Was that just trademark Mikel Antonio?
Well, I'd love to say yes. I think he gets in that position regular, and I think he could score more. But I've told him today it was a brilliant finish today. Really, really good. Centre forwards goal on the break, counter attack, and finished it really well.
We've seen and talked about many celebrations over the years. Was that quite muted by your standard?
It's very muted by my standard. I told you, I wasn't sure if I was onside or not when I scored the goal. So I was kind of just did a little celebration because I wasn't too sure. I didn't want to go out there to the worm and I was offside. It'd be a bit embarrassing.
We'll come on to the tactical battle in a minute, but let's start with him because he is such an important outlet for West Ham.
Yeah, I mean, great personality, great character, a real giant, and he's becoming a really good lone striker. He's almost perfect for the role, particularly when West Ham want to sit back deep as they did in that low block, absorb all that pressure, and then on the break, he runs the channels absolutely brilliantly. So strong, he's always an out ball, and you really do need that because they were up again it today. 75% possession, Chelsea, and this is him, look, again, strength. Thiago Silva there. I think maybe he could be a bit sharper in these areas. That's what David Moyes wants from him, and maybe not the best of finishes. But this is what he's all about, being strong. Disasi, new defender in the Premier League. He knows he can't get too tight to him. This is what he does to you. Look, draws a booking here. He's so strong, so powerful. And this, the goal. I mean, I love the position he's taken up now. As I say, he's fairly new in this role, really, but just 3 years. Great first touch. Bustling run, and he just calms himself a little bit and hits it like an arrow. Beautiful strike. Look, he just looks up, you see him. Defenders should be way tighter than that.
Some finish, though.
It is. Glorious finish. Really pleased for him because he doesn't really get the credit he deserves. Now, suddenly look, Casado, 100 and something million, doesn't care, just brushes him aside. And every time he was the player that just gave them that rest period, running into channels. As I say, the intelligence is there now. Holds it up, just plays it off the defender, gets a throw in. Everybody gets a respite. And they're down to 10 men now at this stage, and he's still there doing that job, Chappers. But when you look at the way that he's come into the game, didn't play in the Premier League till he was 25, didn't play as a striker till he was 30, I think it's a fantastic story. Delighted to see him now coming off. Only 5 goals last season, and he'll want to improve on that, but that's a really good start for him today.
You know what, as well, when you're a defender or midfielder playing behind someone like an Antonio, and you're playing against a big side like Chelsea, they've got 70-75% possession, those moments are like a dream come true because you're doing all the hard graft and you get the ball to your outlet, Antonio, and he drives the ball up the pitch all on his own, wins a foul, gets something, just gives you that breather that you need to then regroup and go again. It's incredible to see.
And as a centre-half, he can do both, can't he? He can take the ball in, so you're wondering how you're going to nip in front of him, but he can also go behind you.
Yeah, it's not fun. He's not fun playing against. He's as strong as an ox, and all these big names strikers in the Premier League, and that's one of the strikers that you're just not looking forward to play against because you know he's going to do that for the whole time he's on the pitch, whether that's 90 minutes or whatever it is. He's going to take you down the channels, he's going to hold it up, and it's going to be a physical battle the whole game. So, you know, as Martin and Andros have said, he's perfect for that team, and he's a very difficult player to play against.
When you look at the match stats, Chelsea dominated that. I know about, not in the most important one, which is the goals, obviously, but possession and total passes and passing opposition half and so on and so forth. But in some ways, West Ham were happy with that because they had a plan.
Yeah, and sometimes when you listen, I played low block for many, many years, and the number one rule is they are not getting through the middle of us. If they're going to score a goal, it's going to be in wide areas. And I think West Ham did it brilliantly here all game. They weren't a low block; they're probably a medium block, but you can see here it's clear the 3 midfielders. They're so tight, the 2 midfielders. They're showing them down wide. They're saying to him, the only way you're going to score a goal is in these wide areas. And then they back their defenders to win the ball if it does come in the box. Force them back there. No way through for Gallagher. switches the ball quickly, to be fair, but look how quickly Benrahma gets out to him, in all fairness to him. Ball comes to Sterling. Again, look at that wide area. There's no spaces in the middle. There's no way they're getting the ball into Jackson. They're forcing Sterling into this wide area, who, again, to be fair to him, does it brilliantly, skips past a few men. But Bowen does well. They stay with him. They force him wide. And in the end, the ball goes out for a goal kick, I think it is. And this is another one. 3 centre midfielders here. Ball goes into Chukwuemeka there, forces it back. Again, they stay wide. They're blocking Chukwuemeka there. They're blocking Jackson. There's no way they're playing the ball into the number 10s that they want. Force it back again. Ball comes in. Again, the 2 centre midfielders are so narrow. Force it wide. Ball goes back again, and Chelsea come out. And it was literally like this all game. And this one's brilliant. This one sums up West Ham perfectly, because there's 9 players all within the width of the 18-yard box. There is no way that ball is getting through them. And in the end, you get so frustrated that you end up getting tired and just doing something silly, crossing from an area you're not comfortable with crossing in, and then that's the end result. So yes, you look at stats, you think, oh, Chelsea deserved it, West Ham were lucky, but if you're in that dressing room as a West Ham player, you're thinking, we followed the game plan to a T, we fully deserve those 3 points.
How disciplined do you have to be then to execute that? How tiring is it mentally? Because I'm guessing half of the battle is the concentration.
It can be so tough, but I think especially like your Benrahmas and your Bowens, to stay disciplined like that, to do the defensive yard, probably is easier when you're winning games or when you're protecting something. But when you get 1 or 2 goals behind and you're then having to chase the game and you're having to stay disciplined, it does get frustrating because you're not affecting the game as much as you would like. But when they go to Chelsea and they're protecting a lead, you